In this lesson, it's the time to cover another type of JavaScript functions, which is called number. So when I'm inside my simple n8n workflow, I built for the purpose of showing you JavaScript functions. When I go here to this specific node, I've got the previous information. So I can take the number and here just actually perform some operations right here. So if I provide a dot, you can see we've got the entire list, and let's start from round. So what it does, it actually rounds our number to the amount of the decimal places we define. When the brackets are blank, we just round it to 0 decimal places because it's the default value. So let's say we've got the number which is 4.2, so we round it to 2. When, let's provide other number. So for example, let's provide, actually here, we need to provide the brackets. And inside we can provide a number which is 4.7. So in that case, it's 5. When we do 4.5, it's also rounded to 5. But let's say if we go ahead to 4.49999, it's up to 4, okay? Similarly, what you can do, you can go ahead and specify the number of decimal places. So let's say 2, and now you've got 4.5. When I provide here, for example, 3, it should show us 3 numbers after the dot. However, for now, we've got like 99999, so it indicates it as the 45 in some case. But when I go here, let's say I provide 8, or even let's change the number. So let's provide something random. So it rounds the number up to 3 decimal places after the dot. So here we've got 3 to 2. But if I wanted to put it 5, we've got 5. Here maybe 7. We've got 7. But once again, when we remove it, we just go to the value which is 0. So we just round it up to the full number. The next function is floor. So simply like, guess what it does. When we do this, we go to the floor. So we go to the number. I mean, we just base on the number we've got here before the decimal places. So simply, let's say we've got 44.9215. Even we've got the number which is very close to 45. We've got still 44 because we've got the floor. But when we go to the seal, so we've got the seal. We've got 45. Even when we go here, for example, we provide 44.00001. We have also 45. But when we go to 44, we've got 44 because this is like the seal of the specific number. But once again, if you want to do something like 45.9998 or even 231, it will every time go to the seal of this number. The next JavaScript function we have is abs. So simply we can read that it returns the number's absolute value. So let's say we've got actually minus 45 and I don't know, maybe only 45. So every time it goes to something called absolute value. So it returns the full number on plus. So let's say maybe we've got some number on minus, I don't know, like after we've got some decimal places, but every time it turns it into something called, once again, absolute value. So I can say it's pretty useful. It's really simple to use. But let's move on. Another case what we have. Another function we have is format. And I can say I use it very often. So simply, let's say we've got some number. So let me provide something. We've got a number which is, I don't know, maybe 405,021 or so. And now, if we don't provide anything inside the brackets, we just align with the format which is for actually United States. But we can provide other formats. Let's say we've got Deutsch, I guess. So this is other format. Yeah. When it comes, actually we need to provide it in the apostrophe. So yeah, it works this way. Let's say, maybe let's provide one more number. So we've got 4 million, here thousands and hundreds. But we can change the format. And here, for example, maybe French format. So now we've got just the spaces between the number. And now, in general, if you want to just provide, let's say, the dollar sign here, or just something else, you can just provide it. But I'm using it to just format my specific number. So other formats you have here. So we've got France, you've got English. It's for England, I guess. I don't know. If you want to provide other formats, you can go ahead and click here for more info. And inside, you've got all of the information about formatting your specific number. However, once again, it's pretty useful. I use it really often, so I encourage you to check it out. Afterwards, we've got two parameters. So the number is even or odd. So let's say we provide here, like we choose even, and then the number now is odd because we've got a 5. But if you provide 4 or even 2 or 0, it's even for now. Similarly, we've got it with odd. So the number is odd here. And there, let's say we provide 1, so it's true. We provide 7, it's true. But when we provide 6, it's false. The next one function we've got is integer. So if you're familiar with it, actually you need to have the full number without the decimal places. So if I had here, let's say dot, 0.2, 3, I don't know, random numbers, I would have a result which is false. However, if I have the full number, it's true. So it's called the integer. Let's move on. So we can provide a dot. And now the next thing is round. Actually, we covered it, I guess. Yeah, we covered it. And now I can say the next parameter is Boolean. And it's pretty straightforward. Actually, if you have the number 0, you get actually false. If you have any other number, you get the true. So maybe it's useful for you in some other case. Similarly, we had with a string. So if we had here, let's say a string, it worked this case, so it returned the true. But if we had here the 0, it just returned false. So maybe it's useful for you in some case. But next we've got today time. So simply if we provide some numbers, actually we covered it in the previous video, so I think we don't need to just cover it. But if you provide some numbers, let's say you provide here the dashes, you just format your specific date and you do it this way. So we covered that once again in the previous video. Now let's move on, okay. The next function we have is to local string. So simply what we do, we turn the number into a string in the specific local format. And here in general, if you go there, you can provide different formats. So simply, maybe we've got the French format right there. Let's see. Okay, we've got a French format. But do you remember how I provided there in other functions like these specific options? So if we go here, we can open the full list. And now you've got like different formats you can use. If you scroll down, we've got, for example, let's say English in Austria or Belgium, or I don't know, other different variations. So it's pretty useful when you want to format your number to a string in some specific local format. And the last function for now is obviously toString. So if you use it, you just format your number to a string. And then what's very important, actually, when you have the number, let's say you can do some other things. So you can't use some other JavaScript functions, but when you do just the string, so it's probably toString, yeah. Then what you can do other different operations. So let's say you can concat, and now you can just put inside some text, so hi. And it's purely string, it's not a number, so we've got 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and hi. So yeah, by this way, you can just turn any number to string.